times you have been very vocal speaking against RUU 355, and actually a lot of people might not be aware it's not only now. I mean, even when it was Kelantan enactment in 1993.
20 years ago.
Yes.
20 years ago I already opposed this. People don't know.
Yes, people are. I mean, many are unaware because you withdrew the petition, right?
Yeah, because I was under pressure to withdraw.
We will talk about it. Okay. So, but why would you? Well, now you have joined DAP, like an anti-Malay, anti-Islam party, under the perception of many people, or what PAS or UMNO is trying to portray the APS. Do you think it's going to be harder for you to convince the Malay to subscribe to what you believe?
They have always said I am not. They said I was not Malay enough. They said I was too liberal for Malay. They already said all these things before. So what difference does it do whether I join DAP or
So you think it make no difference?
No, because the issues are the same. The issues are the same. All I'm asking for the Malay is to think based on the facts, based on the, like RU or the law 355 that Hadi is proposing. You just look at it, and then you ask yourself the certain question, and then you decide whether it's good for the Malays or not.
But many people, many Muslim or Malay, they just refuse to even discuss about RUU 355.
Because they are in prison. This is my job. It's a job of the government and the enlightened leadership of the country to open up their minds. It's not about religion.
So you don't think it contravenes your personal belief by coming out and speaking against RUU?
No.
355?
It's not a religious matter.
Why? Why is it not religious?
Because it's not.
Can you explain?
Because punishment is just... Islam is not just about punishment. And you don't just quote me. There are a lot of Muslim scholars like Mufti of Perlis who agree with me. And there are people from Jakim, formerly who served Jakim as a consultant. Shahir, he came out and said, this 355 is nothing to do with Islam. So it's just that because I'm always in the news, people think that I'm not Malay enough or Muslim enough. But there are a lot of Muslim scholars who agree with me. But because they don't speak out as much or as often, so it looks like my view is like not representative of the Muslim community. No. RU 35 enables the Sharia court to send you to jail for longer periods and cane you for more caning.
Yes.
And we don't need it. Because if the Muslim community, if the Sharia court really wanted, they would have put a memorandum to the Conference of Rulers. None of the states did it. So it was just Hadi's idea because he wanted to get an issue for an election. Why is it that there is no memorandum? Why there is no representation from the Sharia court? We have Peguam Syari, the Muslim Lawyers Association. Did they make any representation that we wanted more punishment because of these cases? There are no facts adduced, no evidence adduced, nothing. And yet, Hadi said, if you don't support, you're not Muslim. You get scared. These are people, this is the reaction of people who are in prison. They can't think. So I think, but it will take time, but I'm sure as more and more Muslim scholars and preachers speak out, now people are talking about it. And people say if I talk about it, I will lose votes. I said no.
But why are they more, why were there like huge purple sea during that rally at Padang Mebo as compared to the one that you attended, the anti-RUU 355? The numbers are so disappointing. It's very depressing.
Yeah, it's not depressing.
It's not?
It's not, because you must expect that if you have Azhar Idrus, who's a comedian, a very popular Muslim cleric, but a comedian, he speaks, he tells a lot of jokes, people like it. You can get 20,000 just with him alone. And then if you bring a well-known singer like Jama Abdullah, of course, they'll come for free. And then if you bus them using UMNO style buses to get you to Padang Mebo, why not? You have probably nasi bungkus as well. So it doesn't mean they understand the issue. It doesn't mean anything. It just means they are in a concert. So if you give me a free concert, of course you have 50,000 people.
So you think they go for the free concert?
Of course. They go for free concert, for entertainment. There'll be one or two fellas who try to make a big thing out of it. You see, all these people don't understand that. The Sharia court today, the Sharia court today are not even able to do their job efficiently for what powers they already have. Why don't we settle these things first? You see, a lot of women can relate to what I say because they know. Because they are the ones who have difficulty enforcing orders from the Sharia court. The husband just don't care. So there are women who wait for years to get a divorce. There are women who complain about maintenance. Why don't we solve this? This is the Islam way. We solve people's problem. Why don't Hadi, if he cares about the Muslim community, this is what he should do first. And then you prepare a memorandum to the rulers. You say that, we don't have enough power. That's why we cannot do this. But it's not about power. It's about getting votes, putting fear in the people. This is the party that is going to promise me heaven. So some people will vote for him on these reasons. I'm not saying all Muslims are like me, but I think the majority of the people, provided you explain things to them, you talk to them. I have been talking about this for the last 20 years, and so far.
Yeah, I like to go back to your petition that was withdrawn like 20 years ago. Why did you do that? Because
I got instructions from the top to withdraw because it might affect the election, and I was an UMNO guy, and I felt that.
It was a call from Najib, right?
Well,
it's in your book.
Yeah. But Pala was the Prime Minister then. And I felt that as a party person, I cannot be too arrogant also. I can always file it.
But using this incident, you said that actually Hudud is not an UMNO agenda. But why is it today? It seems like it is the agenda.
Because Najib has got no other agenda. He got nothing else. So he has to be friendly with PAS. Because he's going to lose his election unless another Malay bloc supports him. So he is hoping that PAS will support him. And probably Hadi says, okay I'll support you, but you give me 355. It's like a, So I think that's what happened.
Actually, many among the non-Muslim community, we are pretty indifferent about this 355. What is your advice for them, those who are indifferent about it?
If you are indifferent about this, you are indifferent about important issues in the country, then you cannot make Malaysia great.
Because Hadi and all the lots are telling us that it's not going to affect us.
Yeah, it does affect you. It's a matter of time. It's a matter of time.
How would it affect us?
Well, how? Of course, you are assured, you think, because the Constitution today protects you, because we make a distinction between personal law and general law.
Yes.
But that separation only exists in a democracy. When the ulamas rule this country, they will say there's no such difference. Because in Islam, there is no personal law, general law. There's only one law. So if you are not interested in maintaining the separation, I'm sorry for you, because you're going to get it one day. Where they hold power, they say this personal law, general law distinction is Western, secular. We will abandon that. Now we are all subject to one law. And then it will be too late for you to cry. So the Chinese community must see beyond just 2018, They must see when their grandchildren live in this country, or when their great-grandchildren live in this country. They want to maintain this democracy. They want to maintain this system, the legal system that we have. If they want that, they have to get involved.
Now we're talking about future, right?
Of course.
So, to this very day, we are not very sure about the stance of PKR, Bersatu, or even Amanah on RUU 355. What is your take on this? Why are they not making a stance?
Well, I think some of them have already spoken. I mean, Tun Mahathir has spoken about it. He says, no, this is Hadi's political move. So he has spoken. Okay, some may think that if they speak, they might lose votes. So they rather...
PKR said they needed a brief from Hadi to say what this bill is all about.
Yeah. So it's okay, because Hadi is not going to give them a briefing. So sometimes politicians make statements that allows them a bit of time to to say something. When you are dealing with sensitive issues, of course, some are not everybody is very candid like me. That's why they are better politicians, because they take their time. I am a bit more open. But just because the style is different doesn't mean they don't agree with us.
Will you openly call for them to join you in opposing RUU 355?
Of course, I urge them that, if you love this country, it doesn't matter whether you're Chinese, Malay, Christian, Catholic, or Hindu, you must oppose 355. You cannot allow clerics to decide the law of this country. This country must be governed by the people of this country. Basic principle, the Chinese cannot say, oh, there's nothing to do with this. Nothing happens in this country that has nothing to do with you.
Okay.
Nothing.
Yeah. All right. You have mentioned that there's a tide of Talibanization in Malaysia. Can you elaborate on this?
The Taliban thinking, when I say Talibanization, is the thinking. The thinking is like, if you punish people, we punish people if we have unwanted pregnancies. If unwanted pregnancies is on the rise, if we send a woman to 30 years jail or 10 years jail, maybe we have less, which is rubbish. That's not the way we solve societal problems. But this is Taliban's way of solving it. People steal, we chop off their hands. That's not the way to do it. Sometimes people steal because they have no money, or there are other circumstances. And sometimes the punishment that we have in the civil court is more than enough. So why you want to change anything? So this is what I mean by Talibanization. This quick fix solution. You see, these are people who betray Islam, really, because Islam is about something else. It's about understanding. It's about compassion, forgiveness, mercy. In Islam, mercy is very important. That's why during Prophet's time, there was no punishment like this. People forget that. He lives in the 7th century Saudi Arabia. They do a lot of nasty things. They kill the daughters, at that time. So the Prophet himself tried very hard. He doesn't impose any punishment at all. It's more advice. And that's the Sharia that we... But these people, the Malays or the Muslims in this country, never get that sort of teaching because they have been trained by Saudis, trained, Saudis trained ulama, Jakim and all that, And sometimes it's politics. Sometimes you think they are doing it for religious reasons, but it's politics, it's control.
How do you think we can stop this tide?
You make sure I win.
But you said you can't, can't single-handedly stop anything.
No.
You can't guarantee anything.
A step at a time. You got to. I'm talking about not just me. I'm talking about leaders who are more open, leaders who are more pragmatic, practical leaders. You must be elected. You cannot say I don't want to get involved. You got to work hard to get the right people up, because power in this country, that's the only system we have, which is not a bad system, but it's been abused. If we put the right people in parliament, we have the right laws. We put the right prime minister, we have the right system, right government,
Okay. Now let's move on to the future of Malaysia. And I'm going to ask you this because you used to be a law minister. So many of us are very frustrated about our inability to bring the culprit behind 1MDB scandal to justice. You have raised the idea of public prosecutor office. Can you explain this idea?
Public prosecutor's office is very simple. You see, the Attorney General is actually, he has two main functions. One is Prime Minister's advisor on legal affairs, and public prosecutor. He prosecutes the powers under Article 145. But in this country, for so many years, but particularly the last one, the Attorney General seems to be more interested in protecting the Prime Minister than being a public officer of the people. So, in other words, it's open to abuse. So we have to split it. Split it in the sense that we have, by statute, we pass a law, we create an office of public prosecutor, someone that's different from the Attorney General.
So he can prosecute even when the executive say no, or even when...
Yes, because he's independent public prosecutor. We can advertise it. In England, they advertise for this office. So we can do the same. The best criminal lawyer in the land, or the best lawyer, can apply to be the public prosecutor.
Well, again, it's a very hopeful suggestion. You know, when you were the law minister, you tried to do a lot of things. The IPCMC is not here yet.
Yeah, but you must have hope. You see, I had difficulties doing all those things because at that time, you know. But now, 10 years later, you know, maybe we can. Or even if we can't do everything, if we can do half of what we want to do, I think that's progress. You know, but you must believe that things are possible. You know, if you feel that, oh, there's nothing will make any difference, then we lose the fight already.
I know what your answer is going to be for my next question, but I ask it on everyone who come to this show. Many young Malaysians, Chinese, Indians, or even Malays, are trying to leave Malaysia. What do you have to say to those who are planning to leave us? Should we continue to be hopeful?
Yes, of course. It's a wonderful country. You can go anywhere in the world. You can live in New York or London. I suppose if you have a lot of money, maybe.
Which many of us don't.
Yeah. So, or you can live in Sweden and pay 20 ringgit, 30 ringgit for a cup of coffee. It's up to you. But this is a wonderful country. These are wonderful people, you know. The people of this country, Malay, Chinese, Indian, you know, we can live together. We can make a great country out of this. But we mustn't give up. If everybody leaves, if people with money and brains leave, we're going to have riffraff left behind. So, you know, no. The situation is, we are not going to be like Syria and all that. No.
You don't think we're going to be like Syria?
No, provided the opposition wins. No.
You just...
So, no. We have hope. I believe that, you know. I mean, I'm not young, but I worry about my grandchildren too.
Yes.
I don't think...
Are they in Malaysia, your grandchildren?
Yeah, they're all in Malaysia. As I said, I don't have money to send them overseas. They live here, you know. They live in Malaysia. My children all live in Malaysia. We don't have anything overseas, you know. People don't know about all these things, but I don't. But to me, this is the country. And I think it's fortunate that I can do something, you know, and I think a lot more people should have that attitude and then see how it goes. Yeah.
I guess it's a good place that, you know, a good note to stop for this very hopeful conversation tonight.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dato, for coming.
Thank
you for joining us.
Yeah.
我们这个荧幕前的观众朋友，非常感谢今晚收看我们的 On the Hot Seat。请期待下一次，我们将带来更多更精彩的谈论。晚安。